Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list update videos. Today's date is Monday, May 16th, 2022. So this will have covered the week of May 9th through the 15th of 2022. So as I had mentioned last week, I knew that this was probably not going to be that productive of a week because I ended up having a lot of other stuff to take care of. The first few days I was helping the boosting group get them through the rest of Battlefield 3, but thankfully they got it done. So I'm all done with helping that group with boosting any old games, at least for now, probably for quite a while, because I'm not sure the next one they're going to do that I'm going to help with, because I think that they're doing a lot of even just 2-player games and a lot of old PS3 stuff and a number of games that I don't even own. So yeah. So this was a pretty slow week overall in terms of trophy progress. I also had my parents down. They came down because it was my mom's birthday and a belated Mother's Day thing. So they were down here, so that took up quite a bit of the time over the last few days. So yeah, didn't have a whole lot of time to game. However, I can happily say that I have finished recording the 501 through 600 Platinum Trophy video. So I can get started on editing that. And I don't think the editing is going to take too much time or effort, because I don't think I had too many times where I was, stuttering or taking breaks too much during it. So it shouldn't take terribly long to edit, but it's going to take a very long time to upload because it's going to be well over 4 hours long, like between 4 and 4.5 hours. I am just going to do it as one single video, though. I think that's just going to be... It's going to work out fine for this one because it's not, 5.5 hours like the previous one. So it'll take it a while to get uploaded once it's ready. I'm sure I'll release it as a premiere of some kind. Hopefully I can get it out by the end of this week. If not, it'll be out by the end of next week. So, with the games that I actually made trophy progress on this week, there were 2 total. So I obtained 1 quick, easy platinum in Castle of No Escape. I wanted to do the second one as well, but it was going to cost me like $7, and I'm not paying $7 for a 5-minute or sub 5-minute platinum for obvious reasons. I'm not going to waste money on something like that right now. So, with this game, to get the platinum, you have to start a game as each of the game's 3 characters, which is very self-explanatory, nothing, problematic there. This game's a little bit unique in that it's kind of a dungeon crawler type of game, but it's like you're on this big grid, and every time you move, you land on a new space to uncover, and it might have nothing on it, it might have a pathway to another area, it might have a vendor, it might have an enemy, it might have an item you can collect. Stuff like that. So pretty much it's randomly generated each time you play it, so no one's ever going to have the same run, which can affect your platinum time just a little bit, because the fastest times for this game only take about a minute, which maybe I could see, I could definitely see it being done in 2 minutes. I could see that. I don't know about under 2 minutes that easily. I'm sure that maybe if you had the luckiest run ever, maybe you could. I want to say the fastest time at the time that I'm recording this video is under a minute, which I'm almost positive is not actually possible. I'm pretty sure that that's... I don't even know if you could do that if you had the luckiest run ever, because you still have to back out and start the game as each of the 3 characters. So I'm not entirely sure how you could do that, because that's going to take up several seconds. So start the game as each character. That's simple enough. Meet the friendly NPC. I want to say that's the vendor, and you will run into him pretty much automatically just by playing normally. Then you have to evade an attack. I think you can do this either by just attacking an enemy when you land on a space, or I think if you land on an enemy space and then jump to another platform, that sometimes they will miss. Quite often they'll actually miss if you do it quickly, and if they miss, I think that will also count, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Then you have to find and use an orb. It's it doesn't really look like an orb, it looks almost more like a star. But when you find it, you just have to hit the X button on it and use it. Now, you'll either get a message that you used it and it'll do something to your stats, or you will get a message that you failed. And this was actually one of the last trophies I got for failing, because the first time I found an orb, every single time I hit it, I got something out of it. but it kept draining my health to the point at which it eventually killed me, so I had to do this on a later run, which took several more attempts. Because you can do everything on, like, the very first procedurally generated level, but it does still at least take, like, a few minutes, usually, if you're not lucky with finding the items immediately. Because if you're not really playing it, not really trying to play it normally or legitimately, then it might take a little while longer. You have to open up 2 chests. I don't know if this has to be done in the same game or not. You should be able to get this in a single game, no problem, but I'm not sure if you have to do it in a single game versus if you can do it over the course of multiple games. So I don't know about that one for sure because I opened 2 in one game, so that's how I got both. And then you have to do nothing for 10 seconds. That is very self-explanatory. Just stand still somewhere for 10 seconds and you get that trophy done. I guess that would be the first trophy you'd want to get if you were going for a speed run, because just knock that one out first and then just go ham on everything. And then you also have to find some gold, which is unmissable. You'll get that randomly just by jumping onto different ledges and platforms or squares, whatever you want to call it. So it's a very quick, very easy platinum trophy. It took me about 5 or 6... Yeah, it took me about 5 minutes to get the platinum. But you can certainly do it faster if you get a little bit luckier with your layouts. And like I said, for me, with the orb, I could not get it to fail, so it had to go into a later run. But yeah, nothing difficult at all about that game. Barely requires much of a guide, but quick, easy platinum. Just wanted to make sure I had one on the list for this week, so this video wouldn't be like 5 minutes long. The bulk of my time that I've been gaming this week has been spent on LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, of course, because this is a very long platinum trophy. But within this past week, so let's see, it would have been the 9th and on... So I completed episodes 7, 8, and 9, the sequel trilogy, which also unlocked this trophy for completing the entire Skywalker saga. So yeah, I finished the last 3 movies all in this week. It was a good time. I mean, it makes the last 2 movies a lot more entertaining playing through them as a LEGO video game, because Traveler's Tales probably should have been the ones writing the actual movies, because maybe they would have been better. Because... for those of you who don't know, I do not like The Last Jedi. I really despise, well, maybe not despise is the right word, but I do not like this movie. And I'm not a big fan of Rise of Skywalker, but I think Rise of Skywalker kind of got screwed over because Last Jedi was so bad and took everything in such a weird off direction that a lot of Rise of Skywalker was just spent trying to fix what went wrong in the previous one. I didn't mind Force Awakens, and I actually don't really mind the prequel trilogy for the most part. I mean, I still think that episodes 1 and 2 are the worst movies in the franchise. I think they're worse than anything in the sequel trilogy. But, I mean, I don't mind certain aspects of the prequel trilogy. I'm not as much of a hater of Jar Jar as many people are. Don't get me wrong, I don't like him or anything, but he's not like the worst thing in the world to me. Then you have a bunch of trophies, of course, for completing all the events on all the planets in the game. There's like 18 different hub worlds in this game, but some of them are split into multiple areas. So that's where we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in the future. I do have one of the stud multipliers, so getting True Jedi on every level should be very easy from here on out. Then the level challenges, I'm usually completing, 1 or 2 of them. Sometimes I don't get any of them. I think I've only done all the challenges on like 1 level so far. Then I'm working on the mini-kits. I've been able to make more progress with the mini-kits as I've unlocked a few more characters, but I haven't really done anything in free play. And once again, I'm going to mention that in this game, the levels themselves are really, really short. Most of the levels in this game are super short, like well under 10 minutes. So, it reminds me much more of a Vita game in that sense, where it's a larger number of shorter levels. And I swear, like, probably a third of them are, like, vehicle levels or on-rails, like, levels and stuff like that, which I don't really know if I was expecting because it just feels a little bit odd doing it that way. But there's so much more content that you do between missions in this game, or levels, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot that you have to do between them. Like, you're going to be traveling around, you're going to be getting story exposition, you're going to be solving some puzzles, finding particular items, maybe killing some other enemies. fighting through, hallways of Star Destroyers or whatever. So it's not like your only gameplay is the levels and then just the basic hub worlds. It feels like it's far more missions than what it's counted as, because you're going to be doing stuff between every level. But that being said, it does feel like a lot of really short levels. There's only a handful that were longer. Like, there's one in episode 9 where you're on Kajimi. Is that the name of the planet? That level's a little bit longer and actually pretty unique. There's the one where you're on Hoth during the 5th movie that's actually a very long level. That might have been the longest level of the game from what I can remember, unless one from the 1st or 2nd movie was really long. So then you have to fully upgrade a character class and all character classes, which is fairly straightforward. It just requires quite a few studs, but now that I have a stud multiplier, I can start working more toward that. I've found one data card so far. That's how you unlock what would have used to have been the red bricks, so it's basically a replacement of red bricks. I've got around 350 Kyber bricks out of the 1166 in the game. I've unlocked a decent number of characters, I'm sure, but I'm far, far from being done with that. All the events, of course, is pretty much like a 100% trophy. The races and galaxy challenges are just, additional events that you have to do while going for that 100%. Still need to go back and do this one because that, again, is a nice throwback to the older games. All the creatures, I'm sure that I've missed at least a few there, or just haven't even known about some of them. 10 billion studs is a lot, but it shouldn't be that big a deal in the end. I also destroyed 100 TIE fighters, so that is very easy. That is going to come naturally while going for other stuff in the game, probably even just while beating the main story and traveling between planets. Let's see. Oh, I've crafted, so that would be what, like 11 or 12, probably 12 disguises. So about halfway done with that trophy. That's good. That's not a difficult trophy. It's just a little bit more time consuming because once you're out of the missions and you're doing stuff in free play, especially around the hub worlds, you don't really need that because you can just switch to characters whenever you want. The faulty droid missions on Tatooine and the G&K droid escort missions, I'm not entirely sure what these are, but as far as I know, they're just, parts of the 100% completing all the events throughout the game, and then already had that trophy. So yeah, like I said, it wasn't too much progress this week because I was busy with other stuff, but moving forward, I should have quite a bit more free time now that I'm done with some of that boosting stuff, and shouldn't have anyone, visiting or me going home or anything anytime soon. So, with that, level 776, 70%, 23,108 total trophies, 609 platinums, 3,794 golds, 6,153 silvers, 12,552 bronzes. Plans for the upcoming week. Obviously, the main plan is to continue working on Skywalker Saga, because that is by far the most time-consuming thing I have to do. Along with that, though, I have actually joined a group on PSN Profiles for The Division, so maybe I actually will start to make progress on that. I'll try not to angry tweet about it this time around, because even though it still pisses me off so much. So maybe I'll actually make progress on that. I'm actually going to push GTA 5 back into June, and I'm going to move up Ghost of Tsushima, because a trophy guide has now been written for the last bit of the game, so that last DLC that didn't have a guide yet, and apparently it's quite easy like I was expecting. So I might try to jump back into Ghost of Tsushima before GTA 5, or they both will probably end up getting pushed to June, because I kind of doubt that I'll get done with LEGO Star Wars and Division anytime soon, because, LEGO Star Wars, it's a 70 to 80 hour platinum, and I've probably spent like 20 hours on it so far, so there's a lot more to go, a lot of hub worlds to clear, lots of gameplay to do. Then June, currently it's set for Black Ops 3, July The Division 2, August Dead Island Riptide, September through December COD Classic, Shadow of the Colossus, Uncharted 3, Conan Exiles, Outer Worlds, and, handful of other games that I really haven't even started yet. So, another thing to mention is that I don't know if there are any other major games I'm going to be getting anytime soon, so because of that, it will probably allow me a little bit more time to go back and clean up old games, because, obviously I'm done with Horizon until it gets DLC. I'm not, buying or playing Elden Ring, because that game will make me very angry, even though I know that it's a great game, it's just not my kind of game. Then there's Modern Warfare 2 that'll be coming out toward the end of the year. I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of skeptical now because the last few Call of Duties have just been overall disappointments and nothing's lived up to the old years of Call of Duty. So I don't know if it'll be a day one or not yet, but we got many, many months until that comes out. So other than that, there's obviously still going to be probably a DLC for Horizon. There's probably going to be at least another DLC for Minecraft that should be coming out anytime now because they usually release a new DLC with trophies for that game about every 6 months, and it's been about 6 months since the last one came out. So be expecting to see something like that in the future as well. So yeah, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell if you haven't already. Video schedule should be pretty normal this week, though I am going to be working on editing that 501 through 600 video. And I can almost guarantee there will be at least one stream this weekend, Friday, Saturday, maybe two. Hopefully two, actually. I mean, I hope I'll be able to start doing two again because I don't know what I'm going to be playing necessarily. Probably working on Lego Star Wars or maybe working on Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys back here for more content.